Namaskar. It has been a while I have posted any video and I'm back and resuming the discussion on 12 houses in Kundali series. I will be talking about the third house today, the house of communication, and in Vedic astrology we call it Sahaja or Bhratru Bhava. In Kalpurusha chart it is the third sign of zodiac, that is Gemini, and the natural signifier of third house is Mercury, the lord of Gemini house. Other planets which give good effect in Gemini are Moon, Venus and Saturn. Mars and Jupiters are debilitated in Gemini. So you can check your charts for these placements. Now, which is your third house? You can check for your third house from your Lagna. In my initial videos, I have taken you through how do you check your first house, second house, third and fourth and henceforth. What are Upchayas, houses and other houses. You may want to go back and go through it once again to refresh your memory. So now, which is your third house? What are the Karaka for third house? The Karaka for third house is Mars. It gives good effect. You should also check what planets you have in your third house. Is it exalted or debilitated? Check which planet is the lord of house and where is it posited. What is the tattva of your house? Now let's understand what does third house signify. What all you can see from your third house. Third house is the house which shows how adaptable you are to changes, how flexible you are. It is a very important house. It tells about your boldness, your parakrama, courage. This is all seen from this house. Your intellect, your intelligence is seen from this house. Short journeys, younger siblings, co-born, cousins, uncles, followers, your peers, co-workers, your neighborhood is all seen from your third house. And what are the body parts associated with third house? These are neck, arms, shoulders, collarbone, upper chest, ears, breathing canals and hands. Third house also rules the various modes of communication like telephone, your mobile, various channels of media like TV, radio, your postal services, social media, your oral, written, broadcasted form. So it also rules all the kinds of transportations, code writing, digital forms, for example, your websites, your postcards, the social media, your public speaking, etc. All is looked from your third house. Now, let's talk about different planets in your third house. Post that, we will check where is your third house lord posited and what effects it will give. So these two areas you should always check. If you have Sun in your third house, then your focus will be on learning. You will enjoy gaining knowledge. In fact, you will feel lethargic if there is no learning. Sun aspects ninth house from third house and this makes them more respectful towards elders and makes them more religious. And if your sun is exalted in that house, then it gives leadership qualities also, and of course vice versa. If you have Moon in your third house, it enhances your emotional intelligence. It makes you more empathetic. It makes you more caring towards your siblings. It gives you love to travel. It gives you good wealth. And if your moon is placed in their own house, exaltation, friendly sign, the person gets good results from this placement. But if moon is placed in enemy sign or is it in debilitation, it can give diseases, it can give you chest allergies, it can give you cold. And waning moon can make a person mean. Similarly, a waxing moon can give good relationship with the siblings and it can also give you gain through your siblings. You might be working together with them. Now, if you have Jupiter in your third house, then you are intuitive, optimistic, and you have good grasping power, all the qualities of Jupiter. If Jupiter is not afflicted and it is well placed, then your early education is good. You have cordial relations with your siblings, your neighbors, your co-workers. Of course, you love travel, learning, and you will also have a knack or talent for foreign languages. Now, Jupiter in third house can give you higher knowledge even without attending university. So, and Jupiter in third house gives full aspect to the seventh house, so you get a good devoted religious wife, and it aspects ninth house, so it makes you religious, fortunate, and you believe a lot in Vedic knowledge. And it also aspects from there your 11th house, so it makes sure that you have a constant income and you gain good from your profession. Now, if you have Venus in third house, you can identify these people. They are quite expressive and well spoken. They're friendly and have a very attractive personality, and they're quite popular among their peers, so you can identify them. Their relationships are harmonious. They do not like a lot of clutter. Venus from third house aspects ninth house, which is auspicious for the native. Such people generally do well if they pursue their career in hotels or restaurants, or if they're dealing in luxury or some premium, products or services. They generally do well. Now, if you have Mars in your third house, so Mars is energy, so it brings a lot of energy. It gives aggressiveness. It makes one very competitive, and they have this constant urge to prove themselves, which can make them take reckless decisions. So if Mars is and on top of it, if Mars is an enemy sign and if it is afflicted, it can actually strain relationships with the siblings. But if Mars is well placed, then they are very protective towards their siblings. And Mars from third house aspects sixth house, so it can give you victory over your opponents. And it also aspects the 10th house, so can give a lot of authoritative or senior positions. So it's not a bad placement. It has benefits, advantages. Now, if you have Mercury in third house, then it's all about communication, thinking, learning. They're very restless and they won't rest till the task is done. These natives are sharp, they're very determined kinds, and such natives are very articulate. They can really judge situations better and are excellent writers. So if Mercury is afflicted, it can give nervous disorders. Now, if you have Saturn in your third house, Saturn in third house can give seriousness. Such people have very high sense of duty, and they carry very strong work ethics, and they have a lot of desire to do well in their career. They generally get along with older people, and in their circle, friend circle, they might have friends who are elder to them. Third house Saturn aspects 5th, 9th and 12th house. So native may face some trouble with the children, that is the 5th house. It can make the children very spendthrift, and generally such people are very hardworking types. Good, so this is also not a bad placement. Now, Rahu. Rahu in third enhances the desire for knowledge, communication, the need to connect. Rahu always expands. It's a good placement for earning wealth, but this is not a good placement for relationship with siblings, and it can give unusual experiences. Since it is aspecting the 7th house, it can give issues with spouse also, and such people can also be spendthrift. Now, if you have planet Ketu in your third house, Ketu in third house increases the individual's spirituality, the intuitiveness. The native generally has a karmic relationship with the siblings. They're generally noble human beings. They're very strong believers, and they generally have prosperous life and are quite intelligent. Now, one thing is very important to understand. The 3rd, 6th, 10th and 11th houses are called Upchaya houses. These houses get better with time, but the native has to do work towards that. If the 3rd lord is Upchaya house, it indicates that person will over a period of time will be able to gain good wealth, of course through their own efforts. So now look into where is your 3rd house lord posited and what all it entails. If Your third house is posited in your first house, that your Lagna. Native lives his or her life through own efforts. They can be very ziddi, they can be argumentative, but they will support siblings. Generally, their younger siblings are quite well off. The native is courageous, has good communication, but if debilitated or in enemy sign, they can make it, very revengeful or selfish. Now, third lord in second house. If you have third lord in second house, which is the 12th house to itself, the younger siblings generally stay far from native's place and are quite wealthy. So you can check if you have your third lord in second house, are your cousins around you or they are settled at far off places. The native may earn wealth but also may have high expenses, and their relationships are mostly wealth expense relationships, give and take types. It can cause some unhappiness in the family. They may have some artistic quality because it's a combination of speech and communication. Because second house is speech, third house is communication, and such people can be writer, dancers, musicians, speakers, singers, poets, etc. If it is beneficially placed, they may be independent, or if malefic, they may earn via their younger siblings. They might be dependent. So also the native might be on a heavy side, overweight, slightly overweight. Now, if you have your third lord in third house, of course, native lives out of self-effort. Native is courageous. Native might be youngest in all his siblings. And this is high possibility that they are famous writer or they have some big works under their kitty. And they generally have good relatives and good neighbors. They're blessed. Now, third lord in fourth house. Such native will get along well with the siblings, and these siblings will be quite well off. Native can become head of an organization or they will be the head of their departments. The only downside is that the mother might suffer in health. So natives will have wealth, good property, vehicles, and they will enjoy comforts of good servants. The only downside is mother's health. Third lord in fifth house. This is a good placement if no inimical aspects. Such natives have creative and expressive personality. It gives them success. They generally have quite a number of children, but today generally we don't prefer more than one or two. So we can at least say confidently that natives will have good children. Third house being an Upchaya house and has his lord posited in fifth house. So the fifth house significations are significantly improved. Such natives generally get growth in life post marriage. Their career generally goes boom, upwards. Now, third lord in sixth house. This is not a good placement to have. Sixth house is the house of enemies, sickness, debts, litigation. Third lord in sixth house gives dispute with younger siblings and uncles, especially maternal uncles. Native might be into legal dispute with them related to property. The only exception is when third house lord is in sixth house with the sixth lord. If the sixth lord is also there and the third lord is also in the sixth house, then it can give native victory over his enemy. And they might also gain wealth from maternal uncles with this kind of combination. Yeah. Now, third lord in seventh house. Third lord in seventh house indicating native may have more than one marriage or may have relationships before marriage. Natives might be suffering from some neurological problems as well. Arthritis, spinal cord, or some backbone problem. And they might have some issues with the vehicle also, and during the childhood also they might have suffered. So third house lord in seventh generally cause traveling outside from home and birthplace. So such natives may go for foreign travel or residence. They have their house or they move to foreign countries. It depends on the other placements in the horoscope, but they have the high possibility for the same. Now, third lord in eighth house, they generally have interest in occult, and esoteric subjects. These people also have a talent for research. They like to study a topic or investigate, deep dive into topics. But it's not a good combination for relationship with siblings. And natives may be suffering from disease related to shoulder, spinal cord, or some issues with the ear. And if it is badly affected in the chart, then it can cause, even critical or incurable disease. Such a native may face blames or false allegations in life. So it may be possible a native may be facing problem related to parental property through his or her younger siblings, and it can also cause lack of stamina. Third lord in ninth house indicates a love for learning and travel. These individuals will also be interested in philosophy, religion, and spirituality. They may have dispute with their father. They may stay away from them, or father may stay away from them. And a native might be working in such field where a lot of travel is necessary. The person will be religious, with full of morality, and as I mentioned, it will entail long travels or religious travels. The person will be fortunate, but through their own efforts. And the brothers of such native, if they have brothers, they will be wealthy and fortunate. Now, third lord in 10th house can indicate a talent for communication and leadership, which can give them a lot of success and career in public life. You could be entrepreneurial and would have courage to do something on your own. So you could follow some communication driven career such as sales, marketing. You can be in YouTubing or writing. Now, third lord in 11th house focuses on majorly social connections, networking, and these individuals may also be interested in technology, in some innovation. These people are actually very highly intelligent, and even if their education is in different field, or even if they haven't had good education, still they will be very highly intelligent in their respective fields. So this also shows that they will be helpful to others, and they will also gain via trading. So all in all, a good placement. Now, third lord in 12th house can indicate a talent for writing and creativity that is expressed generally in private or behind the scene work. These individuals may also have interest in spirituality, little mysticism, and they generally prefer to be alone. So if you have third lord in 12th house, you will find such people who would prefer to be alone most of the time. Now, the conjunction or the aspects of a benefic or malefic planet can give positive or negative impact to third lord in the various house. You should study chart in its entirety to see that if there are some repeating patterns which will confirm some information, So I hope this is helpful for those who are interested in learning astrology. Please listen to my earlier videos so that you can understand and follow the content. In my next video, I will be talking about the fourth house, Bandhu, or the house of Vidya Bhava, the house of your home and family. So kindly like and subscribe so that you don't miss any upcoming video. Thank you. Namaskar.